missed.
I wanted when those guys were laughing, I want Ben just to come in and start
insulting Crimson's homeland.
Homeland?
Of the Mojave.
The U.S.?
No, of the desert.
I gotta make a new cheat sheet. I spilled tea on this.
Winter.
I spilled tea on this cheat sheet.
Gives it that aged look.
It really does. I mean,
actually, that's when I used to do reenactments, like medieval stuff, and I was doing scribe work. I mean, that's how I would make parchment. Is you soak paper in like tea, like a really strong tea, and it makes it parchmenty.
I was about to say this was really more of a weak Earl Grey. So I just gave.
No, 3 tea bags into like a cup with hot water, and you just take like a paintbrush and you just start going over like a piece of paper, and you do it about 17 times. And you get yourself.
It actually like scribed the other team's cheat sheet onto the back of it because they were stacked. Just notice, you guys comparatively, you guys have a very low passive perception compared to their party, but they're rocking a really high wisdom party, and you guys are rocking a really high charisma party.
3 of us have the primary charisma character.
Have we done much with charisma though?
No.
Like,
That's the best part.
Like twice.
I've tried intimidation, but every time I try it, I get like a 1, even though I have a +8 to the skill.
It worked to Cosmo. It worked on you like one time. There was you intimidated some guy. Some like shopkeeper. It was a. I'm sure his name was Bob. It was a shopkeeper.
Is it the one we stole from like twice, and then we sold things to him with another piece of the party? Like, he didn't Midge steal from a shopkeeper.
It was the guy. It was the contractor who ordered his employee to go to your house to go into the like Undercroft.
Yeah, you threatened him into silence.
Yeah. Because your plan was to burn his house down and take all the records with him. And then everybody was like, Cosmo, do you have an 18 charisma? Could you just try something? And you just like leaned across the table and was like, blah, 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 blah. And you got a good roll on it, and you intimidated him into.
I didn't know that was what you planned to do.
No, that was the plan.
That's terrifying.
Was okay.
Well, he wasn't
Everybody's
so
Cosmo was basically.
Everyone's gonna die.
Everybody's gotta die. Okay.
Everybody related to this is gonna die.
Hey chat, by the way, we're just waiting on Midge now. He didn't.
He was signed in and then he signed out again.
So you might. I mean, and it takes.
Didn't he steal that book?
Midge stole a book, yes, but that was from a different gentleman.
I'm still kicking myself that I settled for 25% the base value of those potions.
Oh yeah, you talked yourself out of 9,000 gold in a heartbeat.
Talked ourselves out of money. I mean. Like, we're meant to be a charisma.
I'm not surprised we did that.
I didn't know what the hell these were, so I didn't know if they were going to be really bad. So I decided, hey, yeah, I deal in bulk potions and stuff. I think I did like a convoluted lie, like I do bulk potion selling and stuff. But I gotta go. I gotta get rid of my stock.
Yeah, that was basically like
I'll give you a bulk price -5. Yeah. And that was just to get him off my chest.
Because normally when you guys are trying to sell something, I'll do a roll to see how much the person is. I'll just roll d20, and depending on how it rolls, the person is willing to spend the X amount of money on it. If I roll, if I roll a 20, they're willing to pay more than the purchase price. If I roll a 1, they don't want it at all. And then there's stuff in the middle. And that guy rolled like a 12 or something like that. And so he was willing to pay 50% of the normal market value of those potions. And then after, like, I rolled that die and I was about to start talking, and then Cosmo was like, "How about this? 25%, and we'll have I'll walk out of here happy." And the guy was just like, "Deal."
Yep, and then I was forced to share all that money.
Oh, that was fucking funny. Well, I think one of the most interesting developments was that first time you guys got your hands on some money, and what was going on through everybody's head, because everybody was like, "Okay, there's money in the party. None of us know it, though. Except for Coswin. Coswin, you told Perry, so everyone was just like, I gotta keep my eye out for some way to try to see this money. There's gotta be a way for me to see this money somewhere. And then it went... Just...
Yeah, then it ceased to exist.
Disappeared into the ether.
Well, if I remember correctly, $5,000 went to Flockus as a bribe.
Yep. I think the some of it went to guards. That was the first. That was the first guard.
Because it was like the first. It was the initial payments, and it was like 2 months back pay or something like that. You guys were like paying them in advance, and it was like 1,900 gold or 1,600, something like that. And that's where the rest of it went, was guards. But you guys got guards.
Yeah.
Had them for months now. It's almost 8 months, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it's been about 8 months since you hired them.
Midge is online again.
Been attacked.
Wait, how?
What's the question, Chris?
Oh wait, no, there was no time dilation while we were in that one place last week.
That pocket dimension?
The Shadow Realm.
I mean, it was just a pocket. Mechanically speaking, it was just a pocket dimension someone created.
But you know what? I'm starting to think Arlox isn't a good lord. He just disappears for like months at a time.
Well, I mean, that's come up a couple times actually.
Yeah, just as a question, clocks haven't gone. Back? Is it back this week?
In Europe they have, in America they haven't.
On Sunday.
Oh, that's why Midge is fucking up. Cause he just put in the chat like, wait, Ben's live? Question mark. I think he forgot that the clock's changed.
Oh my.
Hence, yeah. Someone probably should have reminded him.
Yeah, that's the problem with
Europe.
No, with the changing daylight savings time, because the U.S. changes, Europe changes, they change at different times, and China doesn't change at all, and we got all that covered.
China is the only. I hate to say it. China is the only smart place in this situation.
Arizona
because they don't
daylight
do
savings time.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Arizona matters too.
Well, I mean, it's a wasteland there. What are you saving daylight for?
Yeah, you can't farm the
beautiful Mojave Desert. That's what.
Oh yes, we want more sun, more hours of the death ball in the sky that scorches us.
So just you are officially the only person I've ever put volume down below 100%.
But just so you know, NG, daylight savings for the U.S. will happen tomorrow. Is it right? It's tomorrow, right?
I don't fucking know. I don't have a day job.
It'll happen tonight. So next week's games are going to be offset by, I think it's an hour back. Right?
I just do what my phone says with the time thing.
Just follow the notifications Ben posts on his fucking Discord.
If it's an hour back, that's good. That's good for me.
I don't know if it's an hour back or forward. I think I lose an hour of sleep this time.
No, I think we get an hour. I think we get an hour of sleep.
What the fuck is going on?
Can we
please get rid of this archaic fucking system that doesn't matter anymore?
It does seem kind of silly.
Yes, it begins Tuesday or begins Sunday 2 a.m.
Why is Europe different to America though? Like, if they both do it, why are they also different?
It was different because there were different reasons for it. When the U.S. did it, it was specifically because of farm labor and just like
other countries did it due to save on electricity.
Coal.
Yeah,
like
power.
Coal, like gas, electricity. So like they did it at different times of the month because the climates are different.
Mm-hmm.
Like the United States is generally warmer, while Europe is generally colder on average.
Well, also, we will be going back 1 hour.
Back 1 hour.
Yep. So right now it would be 6:45 for us.
I gotta tell you, daylight savings time was super fun when I worked as a baker. That was annoying because those shifts started at 3:30 in the morning.
Oh
no! There were times where I was. There were times where because sometimes
just something flew by my fucking eye and it.
there were times
Okay,
where
I fucking hate moths.
I had
alright?
to go. I had to go in for work, basically super late at night into early mornings, so because there would be like holidays or big orders to fill or something like that. So I would be at work when the clock shifted, and that led to really weird conversations with payroll.
Well, technically, that would be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, why you're billed for two midnights? What on the same day?
Yeah, it'd be like, sometimes it'd be like, you only paid me for 7 hours, but I was here for 8. Well, that's not what the clock says.
That's when you want to reach through and just strangle their necks.
Well, you know what's funny is when I worked at that place, when you had to deal with accounting, payroll, or when anything that deal with money in any way, those people were in a locked room, and then you talk to them through a window, through a little like 8-inch window, and it was like down at an awkward level, so you had to like. It was purposely built so like when they do something scummy, you couldn't just like reach through and throttle them. But yeah, chat, we are just waiting on a Midge. He said he's going to be here soon, but the clock's just threw him up.
Yeah, daylight savings happened.
It's just son of a bitch is what it is. Son of a bitch.
I even asked and made sure with the rest of my family, like, daylight savings is this weekend, right? And I was like, I should remind them that's going to be a thing for the next game, because I didn't realize Europe happened before us.
Oh yeah, it fucked us yesterday when it came to doing the Friday stream for Midge's community.
Someone told me that it happened last week, and I thought I was just because I partied last week and I thought I just got extremely drunk and did not notice the time change.
The whole week, just that drunk, just
well, the whole weekend. And so I just, I was drinking through the time change, and then it happened, and then I didn't notice it. But no.
I want to play Kaiserreich for Hoi 2.
It's really good. I just wish I could get used to that UI system.
Oh, that's a typo in one of my doodles.
Oh.
Disoccord is not a word. Timer.
It can be if you want it to be.
Edit. Disoccord. Discord.
Fucking daylight savings time.
Yeah, there
Yep.
it is.
Why?
There it is.
The thing I don't understand is why does it happen at different times?
welcome to our conversation.
Because the universe hates us.
But it's like only different between like Britain and Europe. Everywhere else does it like at either one of those 2 times.
Or
That
don't
actually,
Or don't do it.
there was an issue with that during one of the me and Bob both got fucked up by Discord by the daylight savings time with the release of a DLC because we both got pissy emails.
Yeah, no, it was me, you, and Bob because
was
I
the
did
three
it
of
as
us?
well.
You did it
Yeah,
too?
it
Pissy
was,
emails from Troy like.
Yeah, only you got the pissy emails. Me and Bob hid ours first. It was one of the EU4 ones. It was because it was when we did the 3-player multiplayer, whereas I was the Netherlands, you were Prussia, he was Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Not now. All right, roll 20. Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
Well, I remember part of the time it was based on your school schedule, and for a second there I was like, oh, do we gotta wait a while? But it's Saturday, so.
It's a Saturday, yeah, we're good. I was just like leisurely getting ready, and I was.
and then your phone goes, Benjamin Magnus is live. Huh?
Yeah, and then I was like, well, no, actually, right before your like alert of Benjamin Magnus has gone live came up, Panda messaged me like, aren't you live right now? Because she was like, oh, can I ring you like half an hour ago? And I missed it. And she went, I went, oh yeah, no, you can ring me now. And she went, wait, aren't you live right now? I was like, no. And then it went, boop, 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 Benjamin Magnus is live. Oh, and good. That's fantastic. Apparently, all of a series overnight has just been demonetized. Cool.
Welcome to the club.
God, they've already been out for a week. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay. An update video has been demonetized.
Yep.
Because it has the word Kaiserreich in it. Fuck.
Which word do you think it is, Kaiser or Reich?
Reich.
I bet Kaiser would do it too on its own.
Yep, because
Probably
remember,
now.
World War One was just the Nazis' preamble, right? Right?
It probably would now because it's been next to Kaiser. It's been next to Reich so much. Because that's how the learning algorithm works.
Well, I don't get it. Is because if they're trying to make the AI learn, then limiting how many times you can challenge the AI and have it reviewed so that it gets overturned, thereby learning that it did something wrong, is a complete opposite sense to it learning.
Well, if it was actively learning, I would also think that would be more okay with Kaiserreich, because didn't Twitter try that, and within like a few weeks the bot turned into like a fascist, like a racist fascist.
Well, that's because 4chan got involved.
Well, no, it was just an AI that had a Twitter account.
Oh, okay.
It was meant to do that, and it didn't technically do that. It was if you did a certain thing, like I think a certain type of a tweet at the account, it would just retweet whatever you said. So people would like tweet it something horrible, and then it would just retweet it automatically because that's what it's in its algorithms. At least that's what happened when they brought it online like a week after, saying, "Okay, we got all the bugs fixed." Oh shit! And they took it back down.
Isn't it still just down?
Yeah,
Haven't they just given up?
No, they killed it.
Yeah, it's gone and dead.
You would think that a company that can make a AI that can learn how to play Go and beat the world's greatest player in like a day
would learn how to not be a fascist? No, that's not possible.
No, to learn how to not censor YouTube is, I think, what he's.
Well,
because
what
Twitter didn't make
I
that.
like was that, you know, a couple days ago they put out this update. They're like, okay, we know that there's problems. We're rolling out an update. Shouldn't be nearly as big of a problem now. I didn't see any fucking difference.
Wasn't that the one that required that you had like 1,000 views on
That's
a
still
video
a
before?
thing.
Yep, I can confirm that still. I think I'm looking at that right now.
For
Though
me,
it's not necessarily something that it goes
No, it's
by.
it's not necessarily something that happens. That's just at peak times when they've got lots of things to go through.
See, for
It's
me,
that
I've
fast.
been trying to upload things as quickly as I can, so they just sit in private, you know, scheduled videos for as long as possible. Hey, Rebel Commando. So because like the Ultimate General Civil War stuff, 8 out of 10 of those videos get demonetized no matter what. But if I could get those uploaded, I would say I need at least 2 weeks, because they could sit in there for a week or two, then get demonetized. It doesn't happen right away. I've had videos sit for almost 3 weeks scheduled, and then get demonetized the day before they go live.
So basically, they take the most opportune time to get views, which is about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and flush it down the toilet for your videos.
The most opportune time to get views is like the first 2 days.
Hour.
The first, just
Hour.
yeah. And I mean, if you don't have the first day, you don't got anything. Like one of my like the RimWorld video that my episode 1 of RimWorld. Like I was looking at the analytics this morning. It's like day 1 is like $19. Day 2 is like $1.20.
Wow, this really makes me not want to do YouTube.
Well, yeah, we've been saying that for months.
Well, I mean, I got into this right in the cusp of when it was like feasible for a small channel to still do things. Now it's less feasible.
If I was to do it, it would just be for fun, not for money.
Well, yeah, that's kind of
Well,
why
yeah, but
that's
here's-
why we keep doing it.
Yeah. Here's the
Well,
thing.
yeah, I know, but I mean,
Because
never
it's a
mind.
big excuse not to get a real job.
I'd love a real job, but I've been looking for.
Oh, thanks, Maz. I only just got the message there.
Roach, I'm the same
Same
way.
here.
I've been looking for about a year and a half. There are no jobs here. Just
Tog, aren't you 18?
19.
Get a job at Wendy's like everybody else at 19.
I have applied. I have called back. I have asked multiple times. They just aren't interested.
All right, then downgrade to Taco Bell.
There's no Taco Bell anymore.
No. So what I've actually, Tog, this
Closest
might be
one
what
is 30 miles
this might be
away,
what you're
actually.
facing in that situation. I noticed this a lot. Like, there's a lot of places you can go and you ask to be hired, and like they'll say they'll basically won't hire you because you're overqualified.
Hmm.
Kid like 16, I was looking for work just when I was at sixth form before I went to university. So I wanted to make some money before I went, so I could learn the drive. And when I go to all the shops, like I'm trying to think of do you know Mitch? Do you know, like Watkins? I think it's Watkins. Maybe it's like a big chain store.
Mitch just walked away from the computer.
Ah,
There he
okay.
goes. Now he has his
Basically,
headset back on.
basically, it's like a big chain store, but they only hire, like, you literally walk in there and they only hire people who are very old
What
or have
chain store?
disabilities. I think it's like Watkins, maybe.
So it's Walmart,
You
basically.
mean Wilco's?
Wilco's, that's it. Yeah, Wilco's.
Yeah,
And everyone
Wilkinson's.
working in there seems to have, like, they're quite old or they have, like, disabilities, partly, stuff like that. And, like, you try and apply for a job there, just lad, they won't hire you because they're like, oh, well, you know, you could get a job somewhere else.
NG, you do realize that
That's
this
why I'm
is...
applying other places.
Has anybody else got Robot NG?
Yeah, I was about to say,
Oh,
you
yeah.
realize this week isn't Starfinder, right?
I know it sounds horrible.
Well, I mean,
Right,
I
I
can
am ready
under-
when you guys are because I've gone live.
I can
so-
understand what NG was saying, which is better than
Yeah.
the silence when his internet just completely craps out. So I'm okay with that.
This is
really.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking NG is better than non-speaking NG.
So we're good to go. Would anybody like to do a recap?
we finally fucking got home.
Recaps are a little more difficult when it's 2 weeks on. Well, it's
Yeah.
2 weeks between.
I can
All I
probably give it a
remember
go.
is
All right.
we're home.
Artwalks, go ahead.
So, at the beginning of last week, we finished up in the other dimension. We went into the chamber, in which I think we ended up discovering that he was some sort of mage, but he never really got a shot off because we are team crowd control. He was using the life of children to extend his own, and he was doing it through a soul gem that had been given to him by mind flayers, or whatever they're called, the tentacly men that speak with telepathy. And I think this is my webcam's a bit too low. Yeah, so we found that he was doing that. Unfortunately, we couldn't save one of the children, but the others were returned to their families, and all was good there. But we do have now this soul gem that either needs to be destroyed by throwing it into the gears of Mechanicus.
I believe it's Mechanicus, but I like Mechanicus. Mechanicus sounds a lot better, so that's what I'm going with.
Okay, we'll go with
Praise the
Mechanicus.
Messiah.
Doom.
Yeah, basically.
Praise the Messiah.
And yeah, so we now have that item that has lots of people's souls in it. And if I remember correctly, Rebecca managed to use her weird warlock skills to read
Weird
it.
demon
And
magic.
she got images of the mind flayers both creating the object and then it being passed from person to person until it got to the guy we slayed. Then myself and Coswin went to get cured in Kana. I'm no longer ugly, and Coswin's
No
not
longer
blue.
Not blue.
Still
So-
7'6", but not blue.
So not ugly, but
7-1.
blue.
7-1, isn't it?
7-1. 7-1.
And
Started at 5.
now we are
10.
proceeding to head to the siege of Ostia, which is apparently ready. And Sir Hadrian has been commanded by Borkvarrd to take the battlements or die on them.
And I assume by conjunction we are all involved in that now as well.
Oh, well, no, we're going to sneak in.
Okay, have fun, Adrian. We're gonna go in for the safe back way.
The
you
phrasing
join us
of-
this week for a possible siege. Good.
I thought you were going to say TPK, but okay.
Now it's more dysentery.
That too. Hold on, I need to
Hadrian was
actually
ordered
check.
to take the walls for his lord or rend his body upon the battlements.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah, I know. It was a pun.
Nah.
So,
Oh, this is starting to piss me off.
What?
Windows
Borkvarrd?
10 is Windows 10 is automatically ducking the volume of my microphone.
oh, ah, ah.
Like I keep pushing up to 100, but it keeps going down to like 80, then 75, then 65.
Yep.
It keeps going down and down and down and down. But no, Ben, it doesn't go back up ever again. Like it stays low. It doesn't go back up anymore. That's why it keeps having that problem. Remember that
Yeah.
last time,
Yeah,
that
I
last
remember.
recording session,
So,
and I can't figure out what's going on.
what would you guys like to do? You are in Artlox's house right now. Sir Hadrian, you're sitting there with the letter held in your hand. Your time is your own.
I can't remember. Did I tell Artlocks?
I don't know. I was just
About
doing
the letter?
I was just informing the people. I don't remember if I've been told.
I think you just read the letter to yourself.
Yeah.
No, it was brought up. It was brought up because we made a plan.
Oh yeah, we did make a plan.
Well, we tried to make a plan.
We've made a plan?
No, we didn't. We didn't make a plan at all.
There was discussion of a plan, but it wasn't cemented.
I'm on the wrong Discord. That's why I can't find tabletop. There's tabletop. I have another great roach picture.
Oh.
That's how it's been frozen for the last 5 minutes for me. Ever since he mentioned auto ducking.
The look of roach wonderment.
I just have the idea that his mind's going, what?
You guys see servants pitter-pattering about House Allendale. Seem to be
I'm gonna get some breakfast.
Artlox.
Lunch. It's 12.
Artlox heads to the kitchen.
I'll join Art Blocks. Food is good.
Seems as though the staff of the house has increased. Your father's brought in more people. There is a full-time cook now. Various servants moving around, moving about, going about their day. You're brought food. It's not a person. They don't exactly have a meal prepared, but you know, cured meats and bread and things and cheese and things like that. So you guys have a meal, a small meal set on the table for you.
Roasted beets.
I don't know.
What do you got? Turnips?
Don't diss turnips. I used to be a turnip salesman. I'll have you know.
I don't know whether or not to laugh or feel bad for you.
So, what are you guys doing? I know Coswin is working on his. He's having a little trouble with his wild magic. He goes to talk, and it just comes out a whisper.
Do I notice anything about Sir Hadrian getting ready to leave?
Well,
Well, no, I mean, that's what I'm trying to remember. If I brought up, if I was like,
I could
hey,
have swore we did make some sort of plan
you guys
as much as this
were
party does.
talking about formulating a plan, so everybody is aware of the letter.
okay.
And
Okay.
we said we were leaving.
Yeah,
Did
we
we-
are planning to leave today.
Okay.
To meet
Well, I'm getting food before I leave.
Midge,
Yeah.
if you still want me to go to the capital, come with you to the siege.
Yeah,
and you
guys were
said go to
talking
the
about
siege.
that.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
thing that we never actually got done with.
Right, okay. Yeah, I feel like your skill set is required at a siege.
You said that, yeah. You
Yeah.
said that you needed me because I can hit things.
Yeah, and I trust your character to help do what's right. If
Also,
if
you have a
situation-
little bit of heals.
Yeah, that helps. That helps a lot.
You guys are down a cleric.
The holy man.
I love that he's still our party icon, though.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Well, I guess we prepare ourselves, grab supplies. Are we going to take any men with us?
That's your choice.
Yeah, you want to sacrifice them upon the walls? I'm not gonna.
Well,
I already have.
That's your choice. You're in charge of it.
Well, I mean,
Are we talking in character now? Or are we just talking like?
Yeah,
in
shall you
ourselves?
commit men to die, Artlox?
well, I'm already committing you guys.
I mean,
Character, I'd
are
say.
you going to commit your servants to die for you?
What do you mean servants? We got a town guard.
Yeah, they're your servants as per feudal.
Well, no, servants hand on me, wait on me, hand and
Servants-
foot. Not hand on me, wait and
Servants
foot.
are me. Servants are me, Tog. They are
I'm
they're
aware.
soldiers.
She's a noble, so everyone that is not a fellow noble is a servant of some kind of noble.
Oh.
They work for them.
Well, that's derogatory.
It's the Middle Ages.
I mean, I've only been a noble half a year now because of time shifts.
you've been a noble for about 8 months. 6 of those months was a time dilation, and the other
No,
2,
4 of those months.
4 of them. 4 of the months was a time dilation. The other ones were not. Most of the other time was not spent
Being a noble.
administering. It was spent adventuring. Your
Oh,
father.
no, we had a 3-month gap where I built a town.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
that.
yeah, that I had a tiger frickin' montage.
Yeah.
Building a town.
Right. Well, I'm gonna put on, like, I guess battle dress. So I'm gonna be wearing like, my house sigils and stuff, and cloaks and armor.
Felt over one shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be getting ready for battle, I guess.
Okay.
Get the spiky loot out, you know.
Well, that's an interesting midge face.
Oh, have I frozen for you?
Yeah.
I've just got pondering Coswin.
I've got an interesting midge face right now. I'm gonna copy.
Ah,
that.
he just refreshed. Damn, I didn't
So-
get to capture it in time.
Let's see here. Gimp.
Right. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna go get my stuff ready.
So,
Yeah, I guess.
Artlock's
Oh,
departs.
just so you know, Ben, I am in the chat. I'm just not in the Roll20 because I feel like Roll20 is what messes up my Discord.
Okay. Well, right now we're not on a
Peter
battle
doesn't
map
like
right
both.
now, so it's not a big
Exactly. Yes. If we're going to battle, just tell me and then I'll jump in.
deal. Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess I'm gonna go get ready to eat too.
Okay.
Write a letter to my father and all that.
I'm gonna
I rendered myself.
Rebecca
Yes.
because I feel like we haven't talked.
Ever.
I feel like my character doesn't know Rebecca very well. So before we go, I'm gonna just talk to her. Hey, Rebecca.
Greetings. She's just
so
thumbing
what-
through a book.
Where are you from exactly?
I am from the lovely land of Maleventum. I am from the same city as Sir Hadrian is.
So do you know each other then?
We
Very well.
traveled together.
Do you
We
know
had
each other
s-
well?
Not really. We had similar goals in destroying the Necromancer's tower in the woods, then stopping the undead flow into Maleventum, but besides that, he isn't exactly close.
Of him then?
Pardon?
What do you think of him, Hadrian?
He's nice enough. He keeps information sometimes, but he's nice enough.
Okay.
I
So,
mean, he isn't a Coswin
how did you learn your skills?
at school.
Okay.
She just stares dead at you, just deadpans
Of course, yes. Probably one of the famous schools of Maleventum. Yes. I know all about those.
My family is deeply rooted in the magic arts.
So what's keeping you here with us now? If you wanted to get rid of the necromancer,
Hack magic, more like it.
Coswin snickering in the background. What keeps me here generally is because I want to see how this plays out. And
Just wanted to speak to you, Rick. I apologize. I feel like I haven't really I haven't had time to get to know
quite
you.
all right.
Well, have a good day.
Saunters off. So, you guys all depart to your rooms. Those of you who wish, pen final letters. Me and Cosman have already discussed what he's doing.
He's going to dig up all the money in the backyard. He's buried.
I'm writing a lot in my book today.
You fill out several pages of narrative.
This music really somber.
And
Because we're going to die.
slowly you all assemble in the foyer of the manor of House Allendale. Packed up, ready to go, donned in your freshly polished armor.
Lox, can you do me a favor?
Hmm?
Can you do you have room in your court for a night? Do
Sorry, what?
you have room in your court for a night?
I don't exactly have a court, so I guess.
Well, I have this squire, and
Oh God, do you want me to knight the guy?
well, that or take him on as your own, because there's a chance that I might not make it through this.
That's my last will and testament. You get my manservant.
Well, I'm not too worried about my
If-
servant. But...
I mean, I'm happy to knight him if you go through with me. How? New to this. Is there a ceremony we have to do? Or do I just...
Are you a high enough, like...
I'm a count, so I guess. I'm a knight and a count, so...
Any knight can knight
Yeah,
another
as a
knight, I
knight,
think.
you
Isn't
can
that the
knight
rule?
other fellow knights.
You're the British person here, NG. Shouldn't you know these things?
How about Loxus?
No,
I just
know,
said
but my character doesn't necessarily
Any
know
knight
how
can
to-
knight another knight. That's how it works.
Okay.
Wait, so I could knight him myself?
Yeah, that's
no,
why you
that's
take him on
that's
as a-
not how that works at
Yeah.
all.
No.
Wasn't it?
No,
It-
it's a
it-
lord.
A lord
the
has-
lord.
Thinking of Song of Ice and Fire. On that, like any knight can knight any other knight.
A knight can knight a knight with a nightstick.
It's normally whoever the knight. Sorry, I've looked it up now. It's normally whoever the knight is like sweared fealty to can knight his squires. If that makes sense.
So just swear fealty to Artlox.
But we could probably swing it that I can do it.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll splash the
You're
paperwork.
technically in charge here. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Fine.
You can be king.
So Hadrian may. Actually, yours is a great sword. Doesn't it? Goes
It's a
through
little
back,
big.
pulls out a short sword. Okay. Where's his squire?
just
Bring forth the squire.
Where's Padre?
just in the loudest, like, well, I call it like a field voice, like, what's his name? Julius. Yeah, there we go. Julius.
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure
enough.
he's somewhere.
This guy's
Julius and Hadrian. Jesus.
Well, it could
No,
be
it's
worse.
Jesus.
It could be Bartholomew, whatever.
Bartholomew.
Yeah, that.
Names aren't your forte today, are they?
No, they're not.
No, he's got
So
They never are.
a few moments pass, then you hear the quick pitter patter of footsteps and clanking of various items jostling as Julius comes rushing in from the corridors, unprepared for being summoned. Just kind of
Well-
grabbed like everything he thought Sir Hadrian might need. There's like, like field cookware and like an extra scabbard and all this stuff just hold up in his arms.
Yeah. Right. So, you go drop that stuff over in the corner somewhere. You're not gonna need it.
He takes this big armload, just goes over to like buy a big fireplace, just dumps it onto the ground.
So, you're no longer my squire.
See his face fall a little bit.
However, Artlogs has graciously said he will take you on as a knight of his court.
You see his eyes kind of go wide for a second, and he looks over at you, Hadrian, and then back at you, Arlos. He goes, I'm no fighter.
Well, I wasn't either.
Kind of thinks for a moment. He's like,
What are you, a cleric, ranger, barbarian?
Just listing off classes.
Wait, he says he's not a fighter.
I used to be a farmer.
Oh, okay.
I used to sell turnips.
See, anything's
Wow,
possible.
we've gone far.
Quiet you.
Just do what he says. Can't push him towards.
Dude,
Artlogs.
Okay, he
As
just
he
turns
says,
you,
not as he
Art
does.
Locks. He goes, what do you want?
Take a knee, boy. We gotta make this official.
Oh my!
Too many Kevin Spacey jokes.
Is it worse that my character's the bard in this, then?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. He kneels down in front of you.
I take out... Actually, I'll do it with my rapier, it's fine. Because it's kind of like a bladed rapier. It's
Which
more like Pirates
is
of the
Long
Caribbean
and
style.
thin.
So you're taking out your prick.
And I...
It's just getting worse. Are you
and
just
I'm
making it
gonna knight
worse? It's
knight
called
the
the Prick
boy.
of Noon. He named it, not me.
It is. But it's a
Remember,
Shakespeare
Mitch,
joke,
Mitch,
so...
just the tip. Just knight him with the tip.
And I'm gonna knight this Squire Sir Julius. I didn't catch his last name.
Quintus or Quinton.
Quinton. Fine. Yeah.
He stands back up kind of sheepishly and he goes, okay, what does this mean?
You are now a knight of the realm. Your duty is to protect and serve the people, and to live and die with honor.
As Tog might say, a slave.
Servant, not a slave.
Does this come with any land?
You earned it.
No, not at the moment.
Oh, that puts me in a pickle. My family lives in Maleventum, and now I'm a knight in Rend. That's quite a distance.
It's fine. As your new lord, I assign you to Sir Hadrian.
Well,
See, it all works in the end.
At this point, he kind of like puffs up his chest and he goes, "What? I don't think that's how that works. We're technically of equal levels now.
Technically,
No
not,
offense,
'cause
Sir
I was a
Hadrian.
born noble.
That doesn't.
He's still
Yeah,
inherently
to-
higher than you.
Yeah, to be fair, that does count.
Yeah,
It's,
but that doesn't make you better than Artlocks, and he wasn't born a noble. So I think we're still.
I'm still a count. You're doing what I say.
I still outrank you, damn it.
As a new knight, I'm a little out of my element here, but I'm no longer a squire, so I don't answer to him anymore.
Then join him as a friend.
Okay, I'm in a martial standpoint because we're all about to go to battle.
You're all about to go to battle.
No, haha. You're my knight. You're coming with me.
Yeah, about that.
I can take the knighthood back, and you can go back to serving him.
No, I'll keep the knighthood, but like I said before, I'm not a fighter.
Hey, can I just throw something in here? Why don't we just send him back to Maleventum?
Yeah,
You
that'll
could.
work.
You could bring news to Maleventum. That would be quite useful, actually.
I'm a knight here. I really feel like I should own land here now.
You were knighted by me. It doesn't mean you have to stay to this.
You could be.
Yeah. You haven't sworn fealty to him.
Yeah.
I've just
That's kind of implied,
facilitated your
though.
knighthood.
It's
You,
kind
you
of
booped you
implied,
on the
though,
noggin.
isn't
You're
it?
not.
I can take it back. Just
Well, I don't think that's how that works either.
well,
What
Well,
he give
why
if he
don't
can
you go
take it
back?
away?
Well, you can go back to Malventum while we finish this war, and by that time we'll probably have some land for you somewhere. And if not, you can have my lands back in Malventum.
Deal.
Poor kid. All right. Well, off you go. Here,
Alright.
take these letters.
What is like your land just like some shit sty?
Oh, Rebecca, do you have any letters that need
Yes,
to go back?
I also hand him a few inches thick, bound
So we've just turned this guy into a paper boat.
little booklet of letters, and just
He'll
be addressed to various noble families in the.
He
city.
looks at you, Rebecca, and holds out his hand.
I give him to him.
Not what he wants.
I'm sorry. Are
he
you
puts
trying
the-
to charge? Are
he-
you
he-
trying to charge a noble of Malaventum for courier service?
He puts the holds out his hand.
Just shake it.
Yeah, I just shake it. Failure to deliver these letters will be seen as an insult to my house and my family, and we don't take lightly to
He
non-adjectives.
takes the letters out of his pouch, sorts out the ones from Sir Hadrian, puts it back, take the ones from you, and just drops them on the floor and walks away.
Does he
I
now?
trained this kid well.
Does he now?
That kid just needs to find himself a squire to give everything to now.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that was a weird encounter.
Wasn't my. I didn't fucking plan that.
Fine. I give him a silver.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Male Knight. I like that title. Male Knight.
Remind me, kill him when I get
but-
back.
About to say, as a squire, he's not paid. as a knight.
Right. Anyway, to battle.
So, you all assemble. It's early afternoon. At this point, we just lost.
before we assemble.
Mhm.
No, you just lost me from the
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the roll 20. I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with it's taking over or something, so I'm restarting it. Before we assemble,
Avengers assemble!
Coswin, during the lead up and after the whole Squire thing, Coswin takes Artlox aside away from everyone else. And kind of roots around in like a top pocket of his robe and takes out a small parchment paper. He says, "If anything should happen during the coming battle, event, siege, whatever it's called, just read this afterwards. If anything should happen to me."
It's a curse.
Well, what if something happens to me and not you?
Well, then-
Oh god, is this like fucking Vin Diesel and
It's got a bit of blood on it.
just gonna pass from person
It's
to
for my
person?
dad. It's-
I'm glad I could die for my country. We were soldiers as well.
just it's an insurance. If nothing happens to me, then no reason for it.
Okay, what would you want me to do if nothing happens to you? Return the letter or burn it?
Just keep it. Just don't open it.
Okay.
'Cause who knows? With all the shit we get into, there's probably something that will happen at some point.
Yeah, point taken. I pat Coswin on the back fondly and rejoin the party.
Okay, everybody good?
Yeah.
Has all my stuff been done, Ben?
Yes.
Shouldn't we like make sure everyone has the like weapons from the bag and stuff? Like make sure there's nothing in the bag anyone might want to use.
I think we did that last
We want a couple of barrels of pitch to put in the bag as well, just in case.
The amount of times we've done that. It's our new thing with the pitch back, go!
Hey, we almost killed whatever the fuck that beholderkin was by using barrels of oil and
That
luck.
That probably turned that from a TPK into a really
Almost
long
TPK.
to an almost TPK.
The funny thing is that I think next level or the level after that I get firewall.
Which
That's
does
cool.
the same thing.
Yeah, which does
That's
the same
kinda cool.
thing, except better because only one side of the wall produces damage to others. So you can
We
stand
can
on-
run through it.
Yeah, you can run through it, but they can't run into it. So yeah, we're not
Well,
taking damage.
you can
Yeah,
run
actually,
through it,
did,
but not back.
Did our fighter characters pick up any ranged weapons?
Oh right, no, that's another thing I wanted to do. I forgot completely yesterday, Ben. Does anybody sell fucking crossbows in this town?
You don't have an arms merchant. You have a
Never mind then.
you
You
have
Blacksmith.
you have a blacksmith, but he doesn't produce.
Is there
ranged-
anyone in the market today that might be?
It's more of a farmer's market. You could pick up some like organic candles.
Is there any
and some-
particularly hard gourds that I could
and-
throw in?
and some really nice tomatoes. There's Giagushka.
Wait, don't you have a crossbow, man?
There's one hipster farmer that's
Yeah,
selling
the thing is,
kale
I've
for
got-
some reason.
I've got a plus one light crossbow,
Well,
Didn't
don't
we
you
want-
also have a
Didn't
longbow?
we want to give me a
and I also
long-range
have a
weapon?
flaming longbow. Yeah, and I've also got the blink
Artlox
flail
has-
that has a range of 10,
Artlox
and
has
the javelin.
3 ranged weapons and one extended range weapon.
You know what? My magic's my ranged weapon. Never mind. A crossbow's unsophisticated and clumsy. Why would
I have very little magic.
So do you guys want to?
You're a special class, right? You're a spell sword, or whatever it's called.
Eldritch.
Yeah,
Eldritch Knight.
Knight.
I'm sorry. I'm converting other editions to basically what you are.
Yeah, he's
He's
the
a magic sword person.
So were
He's
you
the character I
divvying
play
up
in
some of those
Skyrim.
weapons, or were you hoarding them all for yourself, Arlox?
Yeah, Parry, do you want a ranged weapon?
Remember, multiple word answers, Perry. Single word answers never get picked up. Nope, there he goes. And there he's
He's
back.
in.
Will we get an answer?
Yeah, I just about to say, Roll20 is definitely what f's up my stuff. For some reason, my computer doesn't like Discord and Roll20 at the same time.
What search engine do you use Roll20 on?
Google Chrome.
Try it on
Firefox.
Yeah,
Firefox
it's
is
what-
much.
'Cause
Firefox
I
and
just-
Roll20 are much well optimized, but yeah.
I had it off Roll20 and it seemed to be fine. As soon as I went into Roll20, I got disconnected from Discord. As soon as I clicked it, I was like, I think that answers my question.
So does Perry want a ranged weapon? Is the question.
Do.
You do.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, same.
Here's my Masterwork light crossbow. So that's a +1 light crossbow. I wish there was a
About
way to
Firefox.
share weapons. And here is 60 bolts for it. I'm not giving you the expensive bolts because I've only got 5 of them.
Well,
You know, whenever we get money, we still need to go to an artificer at some point and make a flashbang.
Yeah.
Remember, that's something we need to do. Make a
I'll quickly.
Like
I've just. I've screenshotted the stats for you to put into Roll20. Harry.
a brass cylinder
okay.
with the sunlight spell cast on.
Oh,
it.
that really helps. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I thought it would.
Is that mask still? That could be really useful.
yeah, you gotta
because-
get it repaired.
I think my dex is higher than yours. Is why I've given you the one that has an automatic +1 on the attack.
Is anything I'm wearing right now attuned, Ben? I don't remember.
The ring.
ring.
The ring is attuned, and you had something else, I think.
The Cudgel of the,
The
Dread
Cudgel
Emperor.
of the
is
Dread
that-
Emperor is attuned.
So even the Ring of Noble Kind is an attunement?
Yes, that is an attuned item. It's got a lot of. It's a powerful item. There's a lot of shit on it.
Well, 2 things.
It's got 3 things.
Well, technically.
It's got an ability. It's got an ability score increase. It's got a spell, and it's got an effect on people.
An advantage.
An advantage, yeah. It's got 3 things on it.
Sorry, I only got 4 hours of sleep last night.
Oh yeah, who's got the cloak of resistance again?
I thought
Who did we end
Cosplay
up
had
giving
that.
it to?
No, I do.
No,
'cause
I gave it to one of the offensive members.
Okay.
They'll need it more than me. I've got the Cudgel of the Dread Emperor, which means technically...
And the
if I
Iron
wanted to
Flask.
use- Yeah. Do I have an Iron Flask?
You've got
Yeah.
you've got the iron flask that Oh no, didn't Rebecca take it?
I have the Iron
Yeah,
Flask.
Rebecca's got that. The other spellcaster. God.
God.
No, but the Cudgel of the Dread Emperor, I could technically bring my DC all the way up to close to 30 if I spent every charge.
Nice.
So if we really need something to hit, I can make it hit.
Okay, let's go.
To war.
To war.
Okay.
Creed.
So you guys bust out all of your new items, make sure everything is evenly distributed as best as you want it to be, and head off into the afternoon air. It's not a far. It's a well known at this point, well traveled and hectic road from Ren to Ostia. Still pretty heavily traveled. Lots of empty wagons going one way and full wagons going the other way to the circumvallation. And it's not long before, about when you guys get to the bridge, you can see the camp sprawled out in front of Ostia, and sticking out of the camp, you could see 2 80 feet tall wooden constructs from a distance. You guys cross the bridge, pay the meager toll, which is still being collected.
Who's collecting it though?
Wait.
The Ostian guards? What the
No.
fuck?
Nope, they're not.
Who's wait?
Fucking
who's
highwaymen.
collecting-
Roll a perception check.
I'm not paying it. Like I own rent.
It's probably Edmund.
Rebecca, you notice that the sigils on the tabards are that of Edmund.
So does Sir Hadrian because he rolled a 20.
Oh yeah, he does too.
I lean over to Artlocks and explain to him, yeah, those are the sigils of the pretender to the throne.
Yeah, and they're collecting.
Little shits.
They're collecting.
Shit.
They're collecting the toll on their side of the bridge, not your side.
Yeah, well, I'm still not going to pay them because we're joining the army.
So at the cost of 5 copper pieces, you are halted at the bridge.
It's the principle. of the
Are
thing.
you
This is a-
shitting me now?
It's a nickel. It's a nickel. And you just,
I'll just throw him 5 copper. That's
You're
get this over with.
you're that old woman at a toll road, just like, I don't need to pay. It's just,
I've been driving this road before you were born. Oh god. Arlox,
Do not make me go to your superior.
You start
We already
protesting
are going
before
to
Sir
their
Hadrian
superior.
just kind of
Exactly.
shoves you aside and hands the guard contingent the 5 copper pieces.
Did you just medieval? I don't make me talk to your manager.
Oh, Coswin casts minor illusion and gives Artlocks the "I want to talk to your manager" haircut.
Don't know what that is.
Oh, that's an American thing.
Okay. I
That's
know
an
the whole
American-
talk to your manager
That
thing.
is
Do
that is
would
when
be-
that is when it's a woman with a very severe A-line haircut. So like, it's really short in the back and then like really long up at the front here, kind of like a reverse, mullet.
Hmm.
If a woman like that, if you're working in customer service and a woman with that haircut comes up, she's gonna ask to talk to your manager.
You know you're gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, exactly. I dealt with
You-
that
you-
a lot at Disney.
you don't even have to work in the service industry. When I was working as a marketing rep, and I didn't have anything to do with any of the fucking stores I was in, other than what I had to do that day, I would always get mistaken for an employee when I tried telling them, "Please leave me alone. I have to do 2 hours of work in 30 minutes, then drive 2 hours to do another 3 hours of work in 30 minutes." And they were just like, "Oh, you're just avoiding me. Let me talk to your manager." It's just like, I
am the manager.
I am my manager.
I had that happen. I had that happen at GameStop a lot.
I once got reprimanded by a store manager because it was easier for him to do that than to explain to her that I didn't work for him. He just came up to me, was just, "Hey, buddy, you can't do this anymore." Blah 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 blah. And then after she goes, "Meh," and then walks away, I just go, "You can't. I don't work for you, right?" He goes, "Yeah, I know. It's just."
Yeah.
I've been here for 7 hours, man. I just want to go.
Games, I used to happen to be at GameStop a lot. There was an incident where someone asked to talk to the manager, and I was literally the only. I was doing an open to close, and I was the only employee working that entire day. And all I did was turn around in a circle and go.
And how many?
No, I want to talk. And the person goes, "No, I want to talk to the real manager." I was like, "I am the only person here. I'm the only one you're gonna get to talk to."
Ben, you should have just done that again.
But anyhow,
What you should have done is
changed the
invested
voice
in
a
a
little
puppet.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
Or like fake glasses, just like turn and put on glasses. Because, "Hello, ma'am."
You should put on a different voice, like, "Hello, ma'am."
Benjamin, did you tell this woman she couldn't return that? Yes, I did. Did you tell her it was against the return policy? I swear I did, and she still yelled at me. Well, you're fired. I quit.
And then just leave the store. Just walk out.
Lock her in.
Throw the keys at her and just walk.
Fuck you.
It's your problem now.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a fun tangent. That was a fun tangent.
Oh my God, that would have been amazing.
Right.
Anywho, you guys, Artlock's grumbling under his breath. You guys get across the bridge and make your way to the guard post outside the circumvallation. Sir Hadrian has no problem getting you guys in. And what would you guys like to do? You can see that the camp has grown. You can see Edmund's and Borkvarrd's command tent in the center with like roads radiating out from it, and off to the right side, lined up with the ramp that heads up to the plateau Ostia is built on, you can see the nearly finished construction of 2 massive siege towers.
I'd like to head to the command tent. I don't know about everyone else.
Okay, Sir Hadrian, you start marching off to the command tent. You see Edmund and Borkvarrd's banners still flying there. You're briefly stopped by the guards outside, but you give them your credentials and they allow you to pass. In there, you see no Edmund, but you do see Borkvarrd.
You want to knock first. You don't want to catch them whenever they're feeding.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
No, Borkvarrd looks up at you as you enter. Sir Hadrian, excellent, very expedient.
I do my best.
He gestures you over, and you can see that there's this pretty ornate. It looks kind of like a it's a map of Ostia that's got other like other parchment additions to it, where they've got the different parts of the siege laid out. It looks like it was an ornamental map that's been added onto, and he points to a big square section of the map out front. It's labeled Olympia, and he goes, let's see. You're to report to Siege Tower Olympia immediately. You are to take command of the final construction. And the final timing of the assault is left up to you.
Yes, sir.
Just kind of looks.
Is that all?
You came to me. I don't know why you're here.
Want any last minute orders?
You're dismissed.
Okay, I'll leave.
It's not Borkvarrd. It's not. It's 2.
I'm gonna go to the command tent.
Okay. Well, I mean, any of you guys could have been there with Hadrian.
No, I'm gonna go.
I assumed I assumed we followed.
I thought.
Oh,
Yeah.
So,
Where?
Artlox, what did you want to do?
oh, okay. If we're already in there, I'm gonna quickly perception Borkvarrd. Does he look any different from how I remember him? Does he? Is he acting any stranger?
Paler skin, aversion to light.
Can I try and perception him also from a supernatural aspect? Look at him. Does he match like any mythos of?
Why would you be doing that?
Because these guys had brought up.
I have been ranting about him being.
He has been ranting about
Oh,
him
you
being
have?
a crazy
See, I didn't
vampire
think you.
for the last month
I didn't
and a
think you
half.
did any of that in character. I thought
Yeah,
that was just
no,
you
that's been all. Just
Some of that
rambling.
has been. Yeah, no. That's why Sir Hadrian thought I was crazy for about
You could
2
do a
weeks.
perception check, and Rebecca, you could do an Arcana check if you want to. Rebecca, you can definitely sense that he is decked out in magical items. And Artlox, looks like Borkvarrd to you. Healthy?
Dwarvish.
Healthy? Dwarvish?
Hand hasn't grown back or anything, has it?
Oh, he's still got the metal, like the metal cup over it. And
Okay.
then
Unquenchable
attached to his
thirst
shield,
of
too.
blood.
That's something that's a little hard to perceive
Demonic notice.
visually.
There might be blood like coming out the tip of his lips or something.
No, he's not dribbling blood. There's not blood getting caught in his
as
soup catcher.
Just as an out of character, I'm not like super quiet, am I? Because I haven't adjusted the
No, you're fine.
volume.
No, you're fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
Oh wait, Ben, can I sense like evil?
You want to detect?
Oh yeah,
evil?
you can just do that.
Sure, go for it.
It's evil.
Yeah, you're
So-
a paladin.
Yeah, holy shit.
It's almost like you've always been a paladin.
You just kind of hold back from the group for a moment. Clutch your holy symbol, close your eyes for a second, contemplate on the definition of good and evil, and then your eyes shoot open right away, because to you, this whole tent is nothing but like the stench of evil.
I didn't catch the last bit. The stench of what?
Evil. It smells like
okay.
to when you're concentrating. It just smells like like that sickly sweet smell of decaying human flesh. Very powerful sense of evil.
My guy remembers back to the Necromancer Tower, and he starts to feel nervous. He's been suspicious. Now he feels very nervous. The tent.
Does he make his suspicious known?
All you guys saw.
No, I don't.
To him, all you guys saw him do was like back up and go and like close his eyes, then open them again.
Wait a second.
Anything else in the tent? Is there anything else in there?
There's lots of stuff. There's multiple tables and small couches and.
I might need to make a trip back to Rend. Go get some holy water.
Wait.
Ben, is there any particular direction the stench is coming from, or is it just the whole room? Did you mean?
You have a sense of it around you. It's not like you could turn your nose into a bloodhound and go find it. It's in the area and it's powerful.
Okay.
Hey, Borkvarrd.
Yes, Artlox, my old friend.
Where's
Confidant.
Lord Edmund?
Ally. Lord Edmund, he's touring the camp at the moment. Final
Okay,
preparations, boosting the morale of the troops, and so on and so forth.
Any idea when he'll be back?
He makes his own schedule. He'll be back. He's been gone for about an hour and a half. I would expect pretty shortly.
Okay.
You're welcome to wait if you'd like. Yeah, I'll have some food brought in. And he goes and he calls in some servants, and in a moment you see some people rush in with this with like an ornate silver platter. One's carrying some like a bottle of wine and some glasses, and another's carrying
Grapes
this big,
and cheese.
yeah. Well, there's like
Some
a
red
big
meat.
a big hock of roasted meat. What did you guys do with the cleaver you found? I forgot. Did you sell that? You sold that, right?
Yeah, we sold that.
Gotcha.
Oh, good. That should probably be taken out of our inventory.
Yeah, because I remember that was in there.
Yeah, I mean, I've still got the Wand of Orcus in my inventory, so.
I should maybe
Who
take that out
knows?
too.
Yeah.
Nobody can see that.
But Ben, can I approach Borkvarrd?
Sure.
I'm going to approach Borkvarrd. I'm just going to mention, hello, Borkvarrd. Do you remember when I helped save you from that necromancer?
He looks at you, blinks for a second, and goes, vaguely recall it, yes. Necromancer,
I
you
remember.
say. Interesting.
I remember in particular, I remember when we saved you, you ran down the tower. Where did you go from there? How did you survive? Didn't the tower break down?
He ran up the tower.
If it went down,
No, he went up because he was following Edmund, who went up the stairs.
I thought they both went down.
They went.
Okay.
going up.
But
This
yes,
is why it was
sorry.
incredibly surprising they survived, which is why we.
Oh, I
took
mean,
their
he
people.
can correct me because I thought they both went down, so he can say, "Oh no, I went up." So
He just looks at you for a second and goes, ran down the stairs and out the ground floor before the tower collapsed.
okay. But what happened after that? Like, where did you go? Like, we obviously disappeared, but what happened to you guys?
We didn't disappear. We teleported into a pool of water that was covered by
I
stone.
My guy doesn't remember.
Yeah. No, we spent
Wow.
3 days in the Feywild, and I became a vegetable. It was great.
No idea what you're talking about.
I
A brain
escorted Lord
expert.
Edmund to Maleventum, held a meeting with Lord Kendwall there, formed our army, and marched on Ostia, and here we are.
Man,
Did you ever figure out what was going on with Lord Edmund after the necroman attack?
Fine and healthy.
Fine and healthy.
Indeed. You saw him yourself, not a few weeks, days ago.
Well, I mean, yes, I saw him here. I'm asking of the course of events in which led him to be normal after he somewhat turned feral and ran up the stairs. During
You're
the
remembering
tower
it wrong.
collapse.
We both fled downstairs. Clearly.
No, you didn't, because we entered through the downstairs.
I fully
You
understand
exited through the upstairs.
your flawed memory. It was a chaotic situation.
I have to admit, Cosmin, I thought I saw him go downstairs.
Well, you're wrong, Perry, which is why we're correcting you here.
Seems as you're the wrong one, Goswin. Multiple people remember it differently.
Is
You could ask.
Bork,
you could
Borkvarrd a noble?
He is now.
It
Yes.
wasn't
'Cause he's a
before.
baron.
Actually, technically, he was before. He was just a noble that abdicated. I
And-
remember his fucking backstory. Okay.
Yeah, I remember his backstory too, but he is most certainly one now in this area.
This only gives me persuasion check advantages, don't it?
I thought it was just charisma.
No, I'm reading it now. Advantage on
Oh, yeah.
persuasion checks versus nobles and aristocrats. Can I do a persuasion check to try and get him to tell us?
What are you trying to persuade? You're trying to persuade him to do what?
I'm trying to persuade him to give us something on why him and Edmund were able to get out of the tower. Or specifically my question of how they were able to get Edmund back to normal.
What, are you trying to, like, logic them into a loophole, into a corner?
Yes. I'm trying to destroy the Cybermen using a logic fallacy.
A logic loop. Okay, roll a persuasion check.
This is with advantage, remember.
I know.
Why couldn't it have also been intimidation checks? I have +8 to intimidation.
That's not too bad.
He looks at you
Wait.
for.
What did you roll?
I'm not telling you.
Yeah, you have to, because I have Ben Luck.
I don't.
Did he
That doesn't
succeed?
require me to tell you what
Well,
he
did he
rolls.
succeed the DC or not within
I'm
within
not
4?
required to tell you that either.
I thought you were for Ben Luck.
Yeah, Ben
Yeah, 'cause
Luck
I have to
requires that
know.
you say it.
I have to. Well, hold on. Don't say that before I double.
Because
check
I'm
the
not
actual
obligated
roll,
to tell you what anybody rolls in any circumstances.
When a creature that you can see makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can use your reaction and spend 2 sorcery points to roll a d4 and apply the number rolled as a bonus or penalty to your character before any effects occur.
So that doesn't say I'm obligated to tell you what was rolled.
Yeah, I know.
You can apply it to me or you.
I know.
Before I tell you what happens.
I just read that out loud so everyone also understands that. But I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points. Damn it. Do I want to do that? Well, let's do it. We already know he's evil. Well, Perry already knows he's evil, and I'm assuming he'll tell us.
I'm gonna while Coswin is stood there, kind of thinking to himself, I'm gonna grab Coswin to the side.
Well, no,
and
this is all happening in a second. Because I have to make a choice.
I was making a joke. Don't worry.
He's actively in conversation at the moment.
I'm actively in conversation. I just need to realize so the conversation stopped right now. I just need to. We already know he's evil, or at least this tent is evil. Just mechanical
your
question.
character.
I know that. That's why I said we're gonna know at some point. What I'm saying is I need to know if because Coswin already distrusts Borkvarrd because he distrusts everyone, and Borkvarrd is sketchy as hell, and Edmund's an asshole. So he already distrusts them. So this is not a character. I just need to know.
Ooh.
Why is Borkvarrd always in our stories always untrustworthy? Like that guy pretending to be him in the first place.
It's Borkvarrd. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. Just go ahead with whatever you roll. I remember Borkvarrd had a pretty shit charisma.
It's a Ben character.
Yeah, he's got 3 dump stats. He's got 3 dump stats, but they're not as bad as the 2 dump stats for my other character. Anyhow, Borkvarrd just gives you a bit of a quizzical look and goes, well, he was a little out of sorts, held captive and unfed and unwashed and out of his element for quite a long time, some good old-fashioned R&R up in Maleventum, back to civilization.
Ben,
Red as rain.
I want to feel the wall of the tent.
You want to feel the wall of the tent.
Just gonna walk over the wall and start stroking it.
Roll an inspection check. Or investigation.
Inspection.
Inspection. It's supposed to start with I.
Inspection check.
They mean the same thing.
Also, can I insight what he just said to detect if he lied?
Sure, you can do an insight
Can
check.
I do the same as I'm sitting here listening to them?
I'll be right back.
Coswin can do it. You're not actively in that conversation.
Okay.
Wisdom is my worst.
Artlocks, you go up to the wall of the tent and just kind of run your hand over it. It's leather.
It's leather.
Just
Could I?
It's not
It's not out
Out
of
of the ordinary.
It's not out of
Could
the
I
ordinary.
pierce it? Could I pierce it with a bolt or a knife?
I mean, if you want to start
Probably.
making holes in a noble's tent,
Coswin. Did you roll insight?
Mechanically, you should also roll a. If he's lying, then it should be rolled.
I know. I know what he's doing. You're coming into another room with me. He's lying through his fucking teeth.
Damn it! I knew it.
To sunlight, I'm gonna do a knife juggling trick and try and pierce the roof of the tent.
So you're just gonna pull out a couple while Coswin and Borkvarrd are talking. You're just gonna pull out a couple knives and start.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, Borkvarrd, look at this skill I've learned," and then throw something at
pierce
the
the
roof of the
tent.
tent. Yeah.
Okay, he just kind of looks at you and shakes his head and goes back to Coswin and keeps talking to him.
kids.
Okay, so what would you want me to roll to try and pierce the tent with knives?
It's an attack roll, technically.
Dex. I would say just a dex check right now. You're trying to, you're trying to juggle and then like fake throw. Yes, just a dexterity check.
Couldn't a performance check also work? Because he's trying to make it look like it's an accident.
Yeah, I'd say performance because he's juggling as well.
You could do a performance check. I'll buy that. So where were you trying to get the knife?
Just into the roof of the tent.
So you just do, and you fling one up a little extra high, and it just sticks into it and then falls down.
Is there light now coming through?
Just a little bit. I mean,
Make him stand in front of that light.
You put a like a 2-inch gash in a piece of leather, so it It basically it
Okay.
didn't remove any material, so it's you know the two.
Good. No, that's. So there's light coming through now.
a little tiny bit.
Sunlight,
Okay, cool.
sunlight.
I'm gonna. Has anyone got anything reflective?
And you have
Oh,
a handful.
I have
of
a wooden
daggers.
shield.
Wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Midge, you're doing it wrong. You should have tested his first for blood. You should have, like, just stabbed your hand and gone, oh no, my delicious blood is pouring out.
Oh
Right,
no, my
Okay.
half-plate.
No, actually, hold
Wait
on.
a second. Has Borkvarrd eaten anything since all this food was brought into the town?
No.
Borkvarrd, it's going to be a long siege. Why don't you have something to eat? Keep your strength.
Oh wow! I've already eaten. This was brought in for you.
Is that okay? Is there anything on the table that's shiny?
Yeah.
What? There's like on the food items. I mean,
silverware.
Like, is there-
The
I'm gonna
wine.
grab I'm gonna
The
grab
platter?
a silver goblet, and
Okay.
some wine. Pour myself some wine.
Mhm.
But then I'm gonna walk back and use the the silverware to try and reflect some sunlight onto Borkvarrd.
Okay.
So you're gonna be that asshole with a watch that reflects,
Yeah.
and you gotta reflect a little sunbeam in his face.
But again, also I'm gonna try and would that be deception? I guess. To try and
Wait a second.
You're trying to do this
try and
sneakily. You're
pretend
trying
that
to
I
do
don't
this.
realize.
You're trying to.
I'm
do
trying to
this
do it
sneakily.
as in I don't know that I'm doing it, so I'm guessing it'd be deception, wouldn't it?
No, this is gonna. Deception is verbal. This is more like sleight of
Sleight
hand.
of hand, yeah. Because
Oh,
you're
that's
doing
fine.
something physically.
Are we sure? Because I don't know if it's ever been established. Does reflected sunlight affect vampires, or is it just direct sunlight that affects vampires? Because it's always said direct sunlight will kill a vampire. Do we know, or is
Good history
that
check.
Let
Because
me
that's
let me check mechanically.
not
What's
saying
that?
it's a vampire or anything.
I'm confirming or denying. I'm just checking.
He's a
mechanics.
vampire.
Well,
Just because that's our suspicion, he needs to correct it. Vampire spawn.
see,
any of this.
werewolves can eat normal food, but vampires can't.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
Yeah, vampire. It turns to ash in their mouth or something like that. If it's like 4th edition, or not exactly, but it's just you get no sustenance and tastes like poison. Is what vampires taste normal food. Why? That's why they have a thirst for blood.
I know they have a thing about rushing water, which makes me realize we should have bought that cube of sand that sucks up water.
Just throw it in,
Um,
put it in one
as-
tight for a second. And just
Well, because then they're running water and they'll take like damage to it.
So
Well, I mean, the sunlight hypersensitivity on vampires says while in sunlight. It doesn't say direct sunlight, just while within sunlight. I would say that it would.
well,
do...
because the sunlight spell will affect them in the same way. So I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
just anything that's.
I would say
sunlight,
that
so.
if a tiny little bit of sunlight hit them, it would be a reduced amount of damage. It wouldn't do.
Oh yeah,
full
but it would
damage.
be like an irritant. This is
Yeah,
what
we're
I'm-
looking for a reaction, not for like him to burst into flames and run screaming
Yeah,
from
just
the room.
make sure you don't put it in his eye.
Oh
No,
God,
just-
you're back.
I'm
Blind
on
his
my
other
screen-
eye.
On my screen, you're still gone. It's still a black screen. It's still just an empty, chair. Crimson's
Oh,
not even gone this whole time.
So it would if it hit his skin, it would mildly affect him.
okay.
If he was a vampire.
If
If
he
he
was
was
a
a
vampire.
vampire. Okay.
Because Coswin's been talking to him, I'm just going to quickly like go up to Coswin as he's been talking to him, because I can see obviously he's asking a lot of questions. I'm going to do that thing, you know, when you like sort of stand next to someone from the side with your back to the person they're talking to. I'm going to kind of be like that and just kind of whisper whisper to Coswin to be careful.
I feel evil.
That's going to be like, Coswin, be careful. I sense evil in this entire
Or
place.
tell Rebecca to tell Coswin telepathically.
Yeah, or you could tell me because I can speak to people's minds.
I assumed.
But again,
I
then
assumed.
again, I might not listen to that.
I have a-
I mean,
I was
He's used to
assuming I
getting
was
talked
talking.
to in his head.
I decided to talk to to Coswin because me and him were talking to. Assumed we're very close to each other at the time. That's why I just
Okay.
went to that.
This is the
I'm
change
thinking,
in
okay, if he
events.
keeps asking questions, he could
Coswin?
get in danger.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
If
need you.
Borkvarrd thinks he knows.
I
we
need
could be in
you,
trouble.
Coswin, to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Before anything happens,
No.
I have a question. No, this has nothing to do with him.
Okay.
Since there was a change in events because they all decided to go with me, am I still here?
If you want to be, you
Okay.
could have stuck around for this.
It's up to
Okay.
you.
No, I would have stayed if they
Wisdom.
start talking.
Saving
Wisdom
throw.
Just give me 1 second. I gotta read this. Damn it. Ben luck cannot be done on myself.
No.
Okay.
I was thinking
I just
Crimson
want-
was like,
I
do
want
I
you guys to
exist?
know I have a +0 to wisdom. So this is,
Ben,
Jesus
would you mind
Christ.
skipping this song in the track because I'm pretty sure this is a copyrighted track. I know this piece of music.
Oh, thank God.
Happy Roach sounds.
Wait, was because I told him I could sense evil? Was he gonna like blow up the tent?
Nothing happens.
Just the whole tent explodes.
Nope, nothing happens.
So
Wait, was my was my fight or flight or death instinct coming up, or it's just like kind of fireball?
I got a 22 on my sleight of hand. Did I hit him with sunlight?
Where were you aiming for? Because
Um,
he's wearing his armor, so the only
yeah,
exposed
I'm trying to get like his.
skin. The only
neck.
exposed skin would be like because he's got like a little like a
got a
neckerchief
gorget.
thing on because he's wearing heavy armor. So he's got his like the upper part of his neck, his face, and his one hand is the only thing that's exposed.
Put it right in his face.
Well, that's obviously going to get a reaction if you put light in someone's face.
No, his hand is
His hand.
showing.
Mhm.
Go for the hand.
Okay, so you bring while he's like, I fucking cost one now. You bring the goblet up to drink and then just kind of like start rotating around just the slightest bit.
I just think of our lives are just like
And you it's very hard because Borkvarrd's gesticulating and moving around, but just for a second,
He's an Italian.
yeah, just for a second, he's an Italian dwarf. Just for a second, you see the light hit his hand, and instinctively he kind of recoils it in and just kind of like holds it in towards himself.
Okay.
Are vampires undead?
Yes.
Yes, I
100%.
Hold
Yeah.
100% sure. Yes.
Oh, I'm going to get it from the horse's mouth. Ben, are vampires undead? Are they considered undead, or are they considered monstrosities?
Let's see what the monster manual has to say about that specifically, because I do not think they count as undead. I think vampire spawn do.
Like non-dead. They're like, but they are. Ugh, they're weird.
There's a certain, because we have a certain character.
Medium
in here that-
undead. Medium
I mean,
undead.
you smite, do you?
Well,
Yep,
no,
they count as undead.
Damn it, we don't have fucking Tyburn.
No, wait. Hold on. I do have one thing though, which is I do have protection from good or evil.
What is that going to do? Because turn undead.
If he punches you, maybe.
If Tyburn was here and he cast turn undead,
Well, it just gives one of us extra protection.
well, no, turn undead means that a creature has to
We'd have-
leave the area if it's undead, and we would know for certain because
It does get a saving. Turn undead does get a saving throw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's Borkvarrd. So,
Remember,
mean-
I give bonuses to saving throws. I forgot to remind you guys.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
Give
Because
a
we're in
plus
the
three.
area, we're in 10-foot range of a paladin, of course. Yeah, I forgot that's a thing. That was
Would
his
that
level
have to-
6 thing.
Just got it last
that-
time, so I forgot.
well, does that mean you give advantage to us if we do?
Yeah.
if
Well,
we do
no.
saving throw? Oh.
It's a bonus, isn't it?
That's a pretty turn undead
True.
is a pretty. It's not something you can do sneakily.
Well, no, but I mean, at this point, it's.
I was about to say,
at this
Tyburn
point-
would have to come in holding out the symbol of Helm,
I'm
going,
gonna try-
"The
I'm-
power of Christ
wait,
compels you."
Midge, Cosmo, I can use Zone of Truth.
That's also a spell that isn't exactly sneaky.
Go outside the tent.
Nick-
and do it.
Wait,
Then
hold on.
Cosmo could ask him questions.
Yeah, hold on.
Just so you know, I'm looking
If
at
he
you
saves
like
the
you
threat, that's the
all
problem.
are crazy. As...
I'm a little confused.
Has
My
Sir
character's a
Hadrian
little
not picked up on
confused.
any of this? Could Sir,
Yeah.
Sir Hadrian make a save to pick up on any of this?
An intelligence check.
Well, no, I mean I understand what's
He's
going
very,
on,
yeah, his character's very intelligent. He should.
but I'm still. It's more like baffled. Like, what the fuck are these?
Zone
All
of
you
truth.
see-
What are the?
All you
What
see
is-
Actually, technically, all you've seen is me drinking water. Drinking
Yeah.
wine. Hang on.
okay.
Does the wine taste
Hold
like
on.
wine? I'm just
tastes. It's pretty good.
just making sure it's not blood.
It's pretty good wine. It's been aerated and everything.
Oh, God damn it.
Fantastic.
Okay. One, what are the not the components, but what are the actions of Zone of Truth? Is it a vocal? Is it a somatic? Specifically.
All of them.
If it's-
Verbal, somatic, and material.
Okay, well, I mean, Perry could just go outside the tent and go on one side of the tent and cast it. It wouldn't necessarily be that.
Okay, it's
Big of a
15
deal.
foot.
It's 15 foot. How big's a tent?
The tent's about 40 feet across.
It's a big tent.
It's the commander's tent. It's big.
How big? Like how far away?
You guys are
is,
in the center of the tent.
So there's no way at 15 feet you'd
No,
be able to
at
get
15 feet,
close.
there's no way that he would be able to be outside of the tent and have Borkvarrd inside of the zone, unless Borkvarrd was over towards the edge.
You know, unless
Where the sunlight is, so no.
Unless Artlock's cast invisibility on him or something.
Yeah,
What is inside the
Someone
tent?
just disappeared from the room.
Well, go outside, cast invisibility, come back inside, like you sent Perry off to do something.
Invisibility's on my loot, so that'd be some skill
So the-
checks to
I'm
make
going
sure
to the
he doesn't
bathroom
notice
or
that I'm
something.
doing magic with my loot.
Ben, what does the
Coswin
room
is-
look like?
You're in a large tent. It's been set up for several people to live and work in. There's a number of tables, sleeping arrangements, like a portable stove kind of thing, belching smoke going out the top.
Coswin is untrustworthy of Borkvarrd, and I think he already assumed he was either a vampire or a werewolf before, because I mean it's Coswin. He thinks everybody's out to get him. So Coswin was like they're staring at each other for the last couple of seconds and kind of awkward silence. Coswin gets a goblet of wine and gets another one and pops the cork, I don't know, and pours.
Oh, I've already done that.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I've got a glass, haven't
pours 2 goblets of wine and seals it back up and puts a goblet in front of Borkvarrd and raises it. And says,
Oh yeah, Coswin can't get drunk.
I can't get drunk. He can't drink anything other than blood, so we'll see who breaks first.
Well, he can. It just doesn't provide him substance.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it provides him intense discomfort or pain. Because regular drink is. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. Maybe want to read the entry on it again, but I distinctly remember something from one of the vampire things that's either Pathfinder or 4th edition. Or 5th edition. It's one of those 3. So, because I know in Pathfinder a vampire can't eat or drink without giving themselves away.
From what I've read so far, is that undead creatures cannot gain sustenance or don't require the use of normal food and drink.
Just let me read it all and let me know, because if that's the case, then I won't do this because I'm going off of information from various different role-playing games.
Because I don't remember reading in 5e anywhere where it would cause them intense pain or discomfort. And it doesn't. I don't think it specifies in the monster manual here.
It doesn't. I was double checking for you.
Okay.
Okay, then never mind that.
Yeah, because I would err on the side of he's capable of it, but it doesn't provide. A vampire is capable of eating normal and drinking normal. It just doesn't provide them sustenance.
Damn it.
As the only thing where it specifies food and drink is on undead creatures, it says they do not require it.
What's considered cold running water?
Like a brook or a stream.
So if you just spilled water on somebody, that's not running.
So I went for the sunlight tactic.
Yeah, like if you had a spell that created a continuous flow of water, but like just being like, "Oh, I spilled my drink." No, that's not going to do it.
We need to. Right, I'm gonna go juggle some more knives around.
God damn it!
No.
Wait a
Okay.
second. Edmund's outside though.
Mm-hmm.
So
As far
Edmund's
as
not
where
a
it went.
so Edmund's not a vampire unless he's underneath us right now in a coffin. So Borkvarrd's Borkvarrd.
I'm loving watching the gears moving.
Okay.
Coswin gets up.
Okay.
Coswin gets up and exits the tent.
Yeah.
So long, old friend.
I don't know. I literally have only met him once before.
I'm gonna shake Borkvard's hand.
Mhm.
At that moment, can I perception if it burnt him at all?
Sure. Sure, go ahead.
Because I saw him recoil, but I want to see if it left a mark.
We're just jumping up the wrong train. He's just not a Scandinavian vampire. He's actually a Norwegian vampire. it's a subtype.
You can see like a little blister on the back of his hand.
Lovely to see you again, Borkvard. And I leave.
Uh-huh.
Cosman's about 2-3 feet outside the tent to the side, just kind of looking over there, thinking, like he's just thinking like, very intently.
I'm just gonna whisper to Castwain as soon as I'm out. Did you see what I did?
Ah!
I bow to Borkvarrd and leave, or courtesy to him.
He just kind of gives you a quizzical look. Like, who the fuck is that?
No, did you see what I did, Castwain?
What? No.
I'm gonna whisper to go right up to your ear and whisper the fact that I punctured a hole in the thing and I aimed sunlight at his hand and I went and shook his hand and he had a blister on his hand. He has a hypersensitivity to sunlight.
Okay.
Vampire.
So what do we know that has that?
Vampire.
Well, I mean that is one of the things. Let's think of this scientifically. What do we know?
Just have a rare genetic disorder.
Not dwarves.
What do we know that has a hypersensitivity to sunlight? Ben, can I make an Arcana check or any type of check to figure out if I've ever been for information on what creatures or like conditions have hypersensitivities to sunlight?
History check. That'd just be straight up book learning right there.
Well, I don't
You
know.
don't fucking know. You've never heard of that term before in your life.
I'm gonna do the same because I'm giving him the information.
So, Artlox, you know that vampires have a hypersensitivity to light, as do a number of other creatures. Coswin seems perplexed by this information, though.
It's all of them bad, yes? Okay, I'm gonna
Say
gather
that.
the party
Narrowing
away
it down.
from the
Narrowing
tent.
it down. Is there other than vampires? Is there anything else that has the
That would stand out as being affected by sunlight.
that's
From
not
that history
that's
check.
not a separate creature technically, but could just be a condition of another
I
humanoid.
think there are a number. Let me actually double check on that, because there are a number of creatures that have sunlight hypersensitivity.
Hypersensitivity to sunlight. Yeah.
But specifically ones that could either take over another humanoid or be a condition of a humanoid. So like, because the vampirism is not you just become a vampire and you're
Yeah.
a monster. You have a vampire condition. You have a. You are a-
Also, I would
you
just
are
like to
diseased.
remind everyone, if you're within 30 feet of me, we have advantage against being charmed.
I'm gonna reach
That's
out.
nice.
I'm gonna reach out and speak to Artlock in his mind,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just gonna hear. I like to picture how it sounds is the hive mind voice from
Oh,
from Stellaris.
Stellaris. Good. Why?
Just because it's from the Great Old Ones, and
Okay.
everything's fucky with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you want to say?
I'm gonna say he seemed off.
I'm gonna exposition dump what I've just said, whispered to Coswin in my mind to Rebecca.
You can receive.
You can't send. You gotta tell me.
God.
Oh,
You can
really?
telepathically talk to me.
So, but can't you read minds?
I mean, I can detect thoughts, but that's
Okay,
a spell.
I'm thinking about vampires.
But that's a spell.
Use your brain. I'm thinking about vampires. That doesn't
Doesn't work
cost you
like
anything,
that.
right?
It doesn't work like that.
Oh. Don't you get surface thoughts?
Yeah, but it's a second level spell, and I only have 3 spell
fair
slots.
enough. Right, okay. I'm going to walk over to you and whisper exposition dump, and I'm going to do the same to Sir Hadrian.
Creatures like ghosts and specters and wraiths and stuff like that are
Okay, you
subject
didn't seem very ghosty.
are subject to that. But you, Coswin, you are fully well aware that it is possible for an undead being like that to take over another being's body because it's happened to you. It's happened. You've been on the blunt end of someone else.
Oh,
You've been on the receiving end of that.
Yeah.
I've been on the
Twice.
Yeah,
Roll
twice.
20 just crashed
but
on me. Hang on a sec.
yeah, but would they still be affected by sunlight if they're within a person? Because surely they take the resistances of the person.
And also, would
Well, let me double check on that.
does the wraith take on the memories and the knowledge of the body it's inhabiting?
It didn't. I mean, did I? I don't know, because when I was taken over, it was just like oh, enemy attack.
Oh God, all the camera's not going to work now.
Yeah, the same thing happened when I was taken over. I just
Well,
Hey,
your other
shot
character,
things.
not you.
Well, yeah, let me rephrase.
Destroy.
When Elric got taken over, he just kind of shot things.
Hold up for 1 second, guys. I gotta turn my stream off for a second, and then I'm gonna turn it back on. Okay, everybody watching, I'm gonna turn it off and back on because I don't have any cameras. If I load up if the stream software's on when Roll20 starts, so I have to turn the stream off, then turn Roll20 back on, then turn the stream back on. So just refresh in like 30 seconds.